Okay, so hi Guru Santosh. I hope you're doing great. So welcome to Yourpedia Global. Like I'm feeling very happy having interaction with one of our very good alumni. So I want Guru Santosh you to be very open with every answer to the question so that the students who will be listening to this interaction they get highly motivated. Like there are many students who are targeting their studies from abroad, right?
Yeah.
And I think that it's a very good opportunity the students who want their career to grow, and if they want to go for higher education abroad, listening to such alumni give them a very good confidence, right? So starting with this interaction, I want Guru Santosh you to tell something about your academic background when you were in India. What motivated you to apply to abroad?
Okay. Um, I have done my bachelor's in mechanical engineering from NIT Andhra Pradesh, and then I didn't get any job or some placements, and I was preparing for government exams. Like in the meantime, why to waste time for these things? And I just calculated the math, like how many positions are there, and also it was the time of COVID, so it's not possible to get a job at that time. So then I joined masters. Like I have interested in manufacturing. It's like uh, core topic of mechanical engineering. So I joined University of Hyderabad. There I have seen the professor's profile. Like they have also done the PhDs from outside the India, from Germany and USA. So I thought I will be getting some good exposure with them, so they can also help me with the application process. And then in the meantime, I've seen the Yourpedia, like Vijayender Sir's video, and then I got more motivated about going outside and then doing a job in India under some company or something like that. And then I took a break for 1 year, like to have research experience and the documentation to get ready and the IELTS score, everything, so that I can apply a number of universities whenever I see opportunity. So then, like after 1 year, I got a position like a joint PhD. It's of 3 years. I'll be working 2 years in France at NSAM and 1 year in Australia from University of Sydney.
Okay,
Right
so
now, I'm in France.
okay, so Guru Santosh, your PhD is fully funded, right?
Yeah, it's fully funded.
Great,
It
great,
is
great.
it is a Marie Curie Fellowship co-fund. There is another fellowship, so you
Okay,
will have um, like there will be first ment and second ment. First is like 2 years in France and 1 year in Australia. So for that 1 year, you will get the all the airfare, health insurance, and the application fee. Everything will be funded by the Marie Curie Fellowship.
great. So you got a fully funded position that were joint PhD, right? So
Yeah.
Guru Santosh, what is your field like? In which research area you are doing your PhD, and what is the subject like? What subject you chose choose when you were applying for PhD, and currently what is the research area?
Yeah, I have like the complete PhD topic was chosen by me based on my master's research because I don't want to get into new things and get confused or like again start from the scratch. So I have chosen the field additive manufacturing, which I have done in my master's, and I worked in very good lab, ARCI. There I got exposure to all the technology and all the research skills. And then I was applying in the same field with the same kind of research projects, so that I will get at least to the interview calls, and then maybe like 1% of chance or 2% to get into the position. So like the master's field, I have decided that I should work in this. I was strong at this field, so I decided that. Now I'm working the same field, like uh, with additional testing of the materials. Now mostly I'm working on fatigue behavior of lattice structures made by selective laser melting process.
Okay, okay, great, great, great. So, you are working in which department in your university?
It's in mechanics.
It's in mechanics,
Yeah,
and you're working under a professor, right?
yeah.
So, what do you think? What all advantages you got? When you have, like now you targeted abroad, like for your education. So, what do you think that what advantages you got over doing your research interest, like growing in your research interest for this from this particular university and professor?
There are a lot of changes in me because I was not that efficient during the masters. And here you don't have that extra time to do work because here it's like 5 days per week, and also the lab will have like specific timings. You cannot work beyond that, so you have to do everything organized and you have to plan that things, and within that 8 hours per day, like that we have to do for a week and then for a month. It's like now I'm well organized and like everything goes in a well planned kind of thing.
Okay, so with this answer, I got a question in my mind, and that is regarding a work-life balance. Okay, so students have this thing in mind, like when we'll be going to abroad or higher studies from abroad, it may take us a very long time, or everything will be hectic there. So, Guru Santosh, in your eyes, what do you think about the work-life balance in abroad? Like if you're doing your PhD from abroad, especially.
Yeah, because here in you have to be very efficient in the 8 hours, and you don't have extra 2 days like in India, and there will be like you will be pressurized by the supervisors or the things that going on the lab, because you will not get the time to do these things because of it will be occupied by some other PhD student or some other departments people. And the work life balance, if you come like you have Saturdays and Sunday, if you're for me I'll just go out or travel to other cities, because here it's very cheaper when compared to other, like in India if you have the salary of PhD and you cannot go to some other place and stay for some time, and it's not like that. Here you can go somewhere and you can stay for some time, like 2 days, one day, like, and again you can come back to work and you can do, and you have many advantages for the students here.
Okay, so Guru Santosh, what about the quality of life, especially in France? Like you are doing your PhD from France, so what do you think that what is the quality of life there?
I feel quality of life in my perspective is like having good food and good air,
Okay,
and
great,
also maintaining like not stressful life and having the things done in smooth way and not get tensed. So I'm
great.
having very good air quality and I'm having good food here. So I'm like it's pretty good here.
Okay, so Guru Santosh, many students have a question in their mind that if you are targeting your like PhD from abroad or your education from abroad, what are the expenses that you have to bear before going to that particular country? Like the before initial expenses, like that includes everything, your ticketing, your visa, and every such formalities that you have to do before going to abroad. So, what about in your eyes? What about that expenses? How much total expenses you beared, and how roughly how students can manage that?
Yeah, like now I have applied for the two countries like France and Australia. So I can tell like in France it's just you need a visa application fee like 100 euros, and then upon like giving the biometrics and the photographs, it will take like 3,500 something like that in the, and then you have to have like airfare, like one way airfare, like 30 to 40,000 initially
Okay.
if you book early, and then you have to have at least like 1 or 2 months of accommodation before coming to that country. And also you should have like travel insurance for 3 months, because here in France you will have social security. To get that documentation on the card it will take some time. So before that, if you have 3 months of travel insurance, it will be helpful. I think if you have 2 lakhs in your account, it would be good for France, but it's not the case with the Australia. In Australia, like the visa fee itself, like 90,000 something, application fee itself, and then again for the biometrics and health examinations, security check, and this all will take again roughly 40 50,000. So it will be like double the amount. Like you should have at least 40 lakh, 4 lakhs, something like that for Australia.
Roughly, for a student who is targeting abroad, he or she might have somewhere around 2.5 to 3 lakhs initially in the
Yeah,
account, including
yeah,
each and everything
each and
that
everything.
we want to bear for that particular thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, done. So, how much stipend you are getting for your fully funded like education, your fully funded PhD, and according to you, how much like you are expenditure you are making there, and is there anything you are saving, or students who want to target initially what they can save there?
Okay. For me in France, like it's like job come student. So you will have all the employment benefits. And if you take the scholarship, it's like 2,375 euros gross. And after removing the social security, taxes, everything, like I'll be receiving 1850 euros. In that you can save minimum of 800 850 euros, you can save easily.
Okay, so I think the students who are like who have this question in their mind that how much expenses or something like that, if definitely they are bearing some expenses before going to abroad, then after going there, they have that much stipend that they can even save that amount in initial some months, right?
Yeah, in just 3 months would be sufficient to get the amount back.
Back. Okay, okay, done, done, done. Okay, so there's a question in students' mind that if you are getting masters from like especially if you are getting masters from France or Australia, you can convert that masters into PhD, or if you're getting PhD, you can convert that PhD into masters. So, Guru Santosh, what is your comment on this particular statement?
Yeah, it can be done, but in France it is just 1 year of difference. If you do masters it's like 2 years, if you do PhD it's just 3 years. So
Hmm.
it depends on the student whether he wants to get, because here in France if you have higher qualification we have better opportunities, and we also have like high amount of stipends for the PhD students than the master students. With just 1 year, like you will have the PhD degree. And here, one more thing is like if you do masters in France, and then if you want to do any PhD in the same lab or like within the France, it's much easier than applying from India.
Okay, so if you are targeting your masters and after that you want to do PhD, it's very easy to get your PhD there as well, right? Okay, so after doing like you might have explored options as well, Guru Santosh. After doing your PhD, what all options you have? Like if a student he has done the PhD from a particular country like France and all, what all opportunities he has further like after this PhD?
Like coming to industries, you can work in R&D departments, because one of my senior he's working in engineering solutions of Capgemini. So he's like same like me, like he came from India and he has done masters in France, and he has his PhD from the same my lab, and he has like good knowledge of French. He can speak French, so it's easier for him to, not easier like it's tough, but it's, he has better probability than the others like coming from India. And if you don't have the language, it will be like much more barrier to get the job. So here I think you should have the language to have more probability for getting a job. For academia, and you can go for postdocs anywhere. It's like much more easier. From France, like you have many labs in the France, Germany, Switzerland. Like you can go anywhere in the Europe and also in the US, and even you can come to India for to join as assistant professor, something like that.
Okay, so Guru Santosh, what all exams you have cleared before applying for this PhD position?
Just I have written IELTS,
Just
nothing else.
I.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, done, done, done. Okay, so there's a question in mind of some of the students. Like some of the students, they are not from IITs and NITs. They are from some ordinary colleges, right? So, what do you think that can they target these type of top universities? There are chances that what all things are seen, what all credentials are seen if you want to apply for this fully funded PhD.
I feel like your research profile should match the project. I don't think like you should come from IIT or NIT, something like that. And because for initial screening process, you just need a CGPA and like IELTS score and some, depends on the university. But after that, in the interview, the professors will see like the student should be able to do the PhDs. Like he should handle the pressure and he should manage the things properly. Like these kind of things they will see, and then because technical things you can learn after coming to the, like after joining the PhD, you can have the things like you can work on the equipments which you in general you don't have in India. But here, if you see the new equipments, you should not get scared or something. You'll get trained for everything. So it's not a, like you just need to have some basic experience with the similar kind of thing, then it's like more chance of getting into the position or the interview call than going with new things, I feel.
Okay, so Guru Santosh, according to you, what all things should be there in our CV and what all things can be included in our CV to make it more viable, feasible, so that the professors choose our CV or he gets to reply on our mails that we are doing. So, according to you, what a CV should mainly contain?
I, I think if you are doing from masters, I think you should have some. research experience initially, which should highlight in the CV, and then your education and the coursework which you have done, because they should know what are the courses you have done. It's like completely different curriculum in France, and they should know like if you have done this course, then it will be useful for you in this PhD. Then no need of giving some extra training or something like that. They will feel, and then your scores and some social skills like some volunteering, something like that, and then. mm, some like if you attend conferences, these are like added advantages like publications, but I don't have any of these things. I just have like good master's thesis and good research experience like related to the PhD position which I have applied. So it's more like because of that I think I got the position and I have good
Okay.
presentation in the interview with the supervisors there.
Okay, so means that means according to you, you don't have a conference paper and research paper. It's just your master thesis and your
Yeah,
research, like the research
experience.
experience, and even you have got a very good interview with the
Yeah,
supervisor during the time of selection. Okay, great. So, Guru Santosh, now my like last question to you is, you were an alumni to Yourpedia Global, right? So, according to
yeah.
you, how Yourpedia Global has helped you reach this position? And what all things were with like you got from here that gave you added advantage in getting the PhD in France?
Um, like coming to the documentation, I took help from the Yourpedia. I have seen the videos and drafted my documents, and then I've finalized the documents, and then I also took the help of my supervisor. Like like from University of Hyderabad, is he also helped me. Then with that, the documentation part was complete, and for English proficiency test, I took the Yourpedia coaching. I have seen all the modules, and then I have practiced in the YouTube. And then again, with the IELTS, if you pay the exam fee, you'll get a course like one course for 30 days or like four courses for 4 days like that. And also I took that, and like it's initial Yourpedia is like initial foundation for me, so that it will be like if you have good foundation, then you can have good buildings like strong ones. So it stand as that for me.
Okay, great. So after looking, looking down into this interaction, many students will be willing to have a conversation with you, interaction
Yeah,
with you as well, Guru Santosh. So you are open for that. Like if students want to have interaction with you, definitely we can have it in future, right? The
yeah,
students
definitely.
will be many students who will be targeting France for their studies, and I think you'll be a very good person, best person to guide them for that as well, right?
Yeah,
So it was nice having interaction with you, Guru Santosh, and all the best for your future. And definitely, we look forward that the students who will be looking down into France education, that I'll definitely connect them with you. Okay.
yeah, I'll be waiting for that.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Guru Santosh.
Yeah, thank you.